if you feel like you haven't been locking in as much as you should be, or you every time you try to lock in it doesn't, it doesn't get to where you want it to be, I think this will be a very good video, because I will be giving tips that are so easy that you can do super easily without having to fight for your life. Yeah, just so you can have a productive May and the rest of the months, and just achieve exactly what it is that you need done for the year of 2025, because it sucks getting to the end of the year and you realize that you ain't done nothing, or you could have done better but you did not. So this video is exactly that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey girl, hey, oh hey boy, hey. I'm Kimmy, and if you're a returning subscriber, hello my darling, and thank you so much for coming back. Guys, I'm back. First of all, I want to say I'm really sorry about this lighting, this whole situation that's happening over here. I can't help it, I have to film here for today. But that aside, as long as you can see my face and you can hear my voice, I'm good. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to have a productive month. The reason for this week's video, why it is how to have a productive month, is because I was actually sitting on my couch the other day reviewing my goals for 2025 and crossing out everything that I have achieved so far. So far, I have achieved 6 things out of 16, and that actually is quite a lot to have achieved. We are currently in the 5th month of the year, so I was feeling really, well, I still am feeling quite proud of myself. And yeah, definitely still more work and more things to achieve, but for right now I'm so happy, you wouldn't believe it. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, how the heck did I even get to do this, right? And when I look back in the months before, I'm like, I had a plan. I had a plan, and this is how I was going about it, and it clearly worked. So I decided to actually make this video so that you guys can also have a productive May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so if you feel like you haven't been locking in as much as you should be, or every time you try to lock in it doesn't, it doesn't get to where you want it to be, I think this will be a very good video, because I will be giving tips that are so easy that you can do super easily without having to fight for your life. Yeah, just so you can have a productive May and the rest of the months, and just achieve exactly what it is that you need done for the year of 2025, because it sucks getting to the end of the year and you realize that you ain't done nothing, or you could have done better but you did not. So this video is exactly that. We're gonna figure out how to have a productive month and how to achieve your goals, plain and simple. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Tip number 1 would be to set clear goals. Okay, you need to set clear goals on what it is that you want to do and how you are going to achieve it, right? So it is very important to define what success looks like in that particular month for yourself. For example, maybe I want to read an entire book this month of May. Okay, so that is your goal, right? What I like to use is the SMART method, right? So S is for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So for example, if we use the example of reading a book, so you need to be very specific, because you need to know why you are even wanting to read a book. So specific would highlight the whys, the why, what. So for example, you'd be like, I want to read an entire book this month for my book club. That's it. That's a specific goal, right? Period. Then you're gonna move on to measurable. So by measurable, your goal has to, you have to be able to track its progress, right? So reading a book is measurable, right? Because you can then track your progress. Like, you know, did I read yesterday? Did I read the day before yesterday? If yes, how many pages did I read, or how long did I read for? Do you know? So your goal has to be measurable so that you are able to keep track of it and keep progress. Because if you are able to track it, then you feel like you are doing something, or you can see rather that you are actually doing something and your efforts are not in vain, right? Then achievable, your goal has to be achievable, right? So if you're going to be reading a book in a month, you need to figure out, okay, hold on, what is it that I can do to actually ensure that I read this book, right? I'm going to read 10 pages a day, right? Awesome. That's it. Achievable. That's achievable. 10 pages a day is not that horrible. Well, depending on what kind of reader you are, then for example, you say, I'll read 10 pages a day. Done. Achievable part done. Then relevant. Your goal has to be relevant to your broader objectives, basically, to your bigger goal. So your bigger goal is the fact that you need to read this book in a month so that you guys can discuss it at your book club. That's literally the bigger goal, the fact that you need to know the information for book club. And then time bound would be giving yourself X amount of time to finish or complete or to achieve the goal. So in this case, it would be 1 month. Basically it. So set clear goals and use the SMART method, because babe, trust me, it is going to work. It works every single time. Number 2 would be to plan ahead. By planning ahead, I mean your tasks like visible, right? Calendars, planners, digital planners, anywhere where you can have an overview of all your tasks that you need to do in that month to achieve that specific goal. So I'm going to put a picture over here of my calendar of how I like to set it up every month. This is what my tasks look like for the month of May. I've got everything from school, content creation, and my personal things. So this is what the things that I would like to do this month in order to achieve my bigger goals. Get those A's at school, more subscribers on YouTube, and whatever else, right? So that's basically how it goes. So just print it out. I got this from Canva, printed it out, and I just scribbled everything that I needed there, put it on my desk, and make sure to put it somewhere where you're gonna see it every day. You can use your phone, but for me personally, I prefer to have it written down and put on my desk, because I see my desk every single day and I can cross out everything. Whereas with your phone, yes, you see it every day, but sometimes we tend to be, I don't know, we just stop seeing the things on our phone for some reason, I don't know. So yeah, but anyway, pick something that is suitable for you, that you can do, okay? Just make sure that there is an overview of your goals, your tasks, whatever it is, visible somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. Tip number 3 would be to prioritize your most urgent tasks, right? So what I like to do is I pick my top 3 things that I need done, right? So you can plan this weekly, right? So this week I have to do these top 3 things, right? Or yeah, I have to do these top 3 things to achieve that bigger goal. So pick the 3 things that are most important of every week and ensure that they are dealt with first, out of the way, while you still have the gees, that spirit, that drive. Yeah, so you need to do an urgent versus important. So urgent would be, I have no choice. Important, yes, very important, I must do it, but this one comes first, but this has to be done as well. So do it like that, your top 3 things, or your top 2 things, or your top 1 thing, but the most urgent thing has to be dealt with first, always. Just do it in the week and be done. Tip number 4 would be to create a daily routine. So be it a morning routine, an evening routine, but if you have some sort of structure, it is easier for you to actually make time for these tasks and all of that. So get a morning routine, stick to it, just run with it, okay? So I know with morning routines sometimes, or even just routines sometimes, it's a bit tricky to get on top of it sometimes, but just try your level best to do stick to it, because if you have a routine, you get used to it, and things are done more efficiently when you have a plan on how, or when you have an idea of what your day looks like. Tip number 5, which I think is the most important tip, is to time block your days. So allocate different time slots for different things that you need to do in that day. For example, you know that in the morning, maybe from 5 a.m. until 8 a.m. you are at the gym, right? So that's done, that's gym time out of the way. And then maybe from 10 a.m. up until maybe 1 p.m. you're on campus, you're studying, you're doing that deep studying, you know. And then maybe from 5 until 6 p.m. you know that maybe you're editing a YouTube video, you're editing TikToks, you know. Just time block your time. Just, you need to know what it is that you're doing every hour of the day. And I know sometimes life can get hectic and you may not be able to be but for the most part, have that in mind so that you know exactly what your day looks like. And yeah, it's better to, because also consistency looks very different sometimes you give only 20%, but you are doing everything that you need to do, and sometimes you give 80. So yeah, to stick to your time blocks. Trust me, you are gonna thank yourself. And also in these time blocks, it's very important to avoid multitasking, because if you do that, then you can't really work efficiently, and certain tasks won't then have your full attention, and you won't be able to do it to the best of your ability. So that's why time blocks are very, very important, because you know that everything that you need to do in the day has a specific time, and you can focus on it fully, right? Tip number 6 would be to review what it is that you have been doing weekly. Okay, so at the end of the week on a Sunday, look back on your week and be like, okay, did I achieve this? And it's so great to have checklists on you, like daily checklists. I love those personally, because I like to see, okay, this is what I did, I didn't do this, why didn't I do this? Is it because I spent too much time on doing this? Do you know what I mean? So do a weekly review, figure out what it is that works and what it is that doesn't work, and adjust accordingly. For example, right, I go to the gym in the morning, right? That is my preferred time to go, in the morning. When I'm able to and I would rather go in the AMs at like 5 a.m, 4:30 a.m preferably. But for example, if I had a later night, maybe I just had a little bit extra work to do, I slept a little bit later, then I would have to adjust my sleeping time to at least 30 minutes extra. That's the kind of adjusting I'm talking about. But it's not too good to adjust too much of your day, because you don't want to keep adjusting it every week, especially for your routines, right? So yeah, but just adjust accordingly, right? Adjust accordingly so that you can reach your goal, right? Yeah, so do the adjusting that is needed. Don't be afraid to feel it out, especially with these morning routines and nightly routines. It's okay, it can take time, but when you finally get it and you've adjusted enough and you stick to it, you are good. And lastly, my favorite tip of today would be tip number 7, to celebrate the small wins. Guys, whether you realize it or not, you actually win every day. Yes. So when you are doing that weekly review, just sit down and think, wow, I actually did it. Like this morning, for example, my friend / roommate and I went to the gym we woke up at 5 this morning, and we hadn't been waking up at 5 or the preferred 4:30 that we like for a couple of weeks, because life has really been lifing, but we have been going to the gym, right? So I was just sitting there thinking, wow, I celebrated the fact that, okay, as much as I wasn't able to wake up at the time that I wanted to, due to, you know, life and all its things that it throws, I still managed to make time to go to the gym. That's one. And today I also celebrated the fact that, whoa, we actually did it. We actually finally woke up early, had our session early after a few weeks of not waking up at that time, you know. So yeah, that's a small win, but it was worth celebrating, because you are doing it. Like, you are actually taking the time to fit your life, period. So guys, yeah, that's basically it. See, I told you, super easy things. Like, it's so easy, it's not rocket science. So those are the 7 things that you can do to have a productive month. And to anyone who feels like it is too late and the year is ending, it is never too late. You can decide to reinvent yourself, fit your life at any given time, but I highly suggest that you get back on it, because you want the year to end and you want to feel fulfilled and accomplished. So yeah, use these 7 tips to have a productive month and every other month for the rest of this year, so that you can achieve those goals, because you have things to do. Things must be done, and when things are done, you are your happiest self. So yeah guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have anything to tell me, put it down below. And yeah, if you guys have any topics that you guys would like to discuss, anything, I'm here for it. Or if you have even any suggestions on what it is that we can improve, what it is that we can stop on these videos, I'm super happy to hear any suggestions. It's always good, especially because you guys are the ones watching these videos. So yeah, that is it for me from now. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.